I never believed in ghosts, haunted places, or mysterious stories people told on the internet. I always thought those things were just made-up stories created to scare people. Whenever my friends talked about cursed places or strange experiences, I would laugh and tell them there was always a logical explanation. I believed that everything in this world could be explained, but after what happened to me that night, I changed my mind forever, because some things are not meant to be understood. Some things are meant to stay hidden. And this is the story of the night I boarded a train that should not have existed. It happened during winter a few months ago. I was traveling back home after visiting a friend in another city. I had stayed longer than I planned, and by the time I arrived at the train station, it was already late at night. The station was almost completely empty. The lights above the platform were flickering, the wind was freezing, and there was nobody around except me. I looked at the schedule board. The last train had already left. I remember checking my phone and seeing that it was 3:15 a.m. I was tired, my phone battery was almost dead, and I had nowhere to go. So I decided to sit on a bench and wait until morning. For almost 30 minutes, nothing happened. The silence was uncomfortable. It was the kind of silence where you feel like someone is watching you, even though you know you're alone. Then I heard a sound. A strange sound, a sound I still remember clearly. It was the sound of a train moving on the tracks. I immediately stood up. I looked toward the end of the platform. A train was slowly approaching, but something was wrong. I knew the station. I knew the schedule. There were no more trains coming that night. The train stopped in front of me. It looked old, very old. The outside was covered in dirt. The windows were dark, and the lights inside were weak and flickering. The doors opened slowly. I waited. I expected someone to walk out, but nobody did. The train was completely silent. For some reason, I felt a strong feeling telling me not to get inside, but I was tired and confused. I thought maybe it was just a late train that wasn't shown on the schedule, so I stepped inside. The moment my foot touched the floor, the doors closed behind me. I turned around quickly and tried to open them. Nothing happened. Then the train started moving. I looked around. There were passengers sitting everywhere. Men, women, even an old woman sitting across from me. But something was strange. Nobody was talking. Nobody was moving. Everyone was staring straight ahead. It felt like they were frozen. I tried to ignore it and sat down. A few minutes passed. Then I noticed something terrifying. The reflection in the window wasn't matching reality. I could see myself sitting there, but the passengers around me were missing from the reflection. My heart started beating faster. I slowly looked around. They were still there, sitting silently, but in the window, they didn't exist. I immediately looked away. I told myself I was tired. I was imagining things. Then suddenly, the lights inside the train went out. The entire train became completely dark. I could hear breathing, not just mine. Many people were breathing around me. Then a voice whispered from the seat next to me, "You shouldn't have gotten on this train." My entire body froze. I slowly turned my head. Nobody was sitting there when the lights came back on. Every passenger was looking directly at me. Their faces looked different now. Their skin was pale. Their eyes were completely black. The old woman across from me smiled and said, "We've been waiting for you." I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. But the train had no doors, no windows, nothing. Only darkness outside. Then the train began slowing down. Through the window, I saw a station, but it wasn't a normal station. There was no name, no lights, no people, just a broken sign covered in rust. The doors opened. One by one, the passengers stood up and walked outside. Before leaving, the old woman looked at me and whispered, "The next time this train arrives at 3:15 a.m., someone else will take your place." Then she disappeared into the darkness. I don't remember how I got out. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground near an abandoned railway. When I woke up, it was morning. My phone was beside me. The battery was dead. But when I turned it on, there was one new photo in my gallery, a photo taken inside the train. It showed me sitting alone, except Behind me were all the passengers, smiling, waiting. I never found that train again. But every night at exactly 3:15 a.m., I hear the sound of a train passing outside my window, even though there are no train tracks anywhere near my house. And now, I know something I never believed before. Some stories are not stories. Some warnings exist for a reason.